What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Tom Talks Rubbish, and today I'm back with another video. This time, reviewing AEW's Full Gear that took place over the weekend. Basically, guys, I really enjoyed this show. I feel like it was AEW's maybe not best pay-per-view overall. For me, that might still be Revolution, but definitely one of their top pay-per-views. So let's get into the show. We're starting with the pre-show, which was Serena Deeb versus Allysin Kay for the NWA Women's Championship. I really enjoyed this match. It basically surrounded Serena, who was the smaller opponent, targeting Allison's leg the entire time, and just basically trying to chop her down. So it was a very simple story. But if I'm being honest, I think it was probably my favourite AEW women's match so far. And it ended when Serena locked on a leg lock and made her tap. But my favourite bit was the tease towards the end. Serena is holding the belt high like this, and then out comes the former NWA Women's Champion, Thunder Rosa. I can't say her name in Spanish. I would be well up for seeing that match, whether that's on Dynamite or... I just really enjoyed this match. And then to start the pay-per-view off properly, we kicked off with the AEW World Championship Tournament Finals, which was Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page. On a side note, guys, I think this was my match of the night. I really enjoyed it with all the counters to the buckshot lariat Kenny was delivering. My favourite being when he V-triggered Hangman outside the ring as he was going for the buckshot lariat. I really enjoyed all the counters that Hangman had to the buckshot, which was basically just moving out of the way. I enjoyed the powerbomb on the... outside and then on the inside of the ring that Page delivered to Omega. But my favourite part was the finish of the match. Kenny's going for the one-winged angel, so he has Page on his shoulders. Page is just fighting, but he hits it, and then Omega wins with a 1-2-3. My match of the night. The great story, the emotion on Hangman's Page? No, that's not right. On Hangman's face, as he just gutted he didn't win, is really cool. And Kenny's just sitting there with no emotion is even better. It's like, business is business. And then, next match was John Silver versus Orange Cassidy. I'm going to be honest, guys, I was not looking forward to this match at all. I was not into the build. I'd never really seen John Silver wrestle, so I didn't know what to expect. But, still really enjoyed it. My favourite part had to be where Orange Cassidy, obviously he got all his sticks in, all his moves in with the half-hearted kicks, I don't know what they're called, the hands in pocket sequence and bits like that. But I really enjoyed, we saw John Silver basically take Orange Cassidy down and rip his pockets out of his jeans. I thought that was amazing. And the crowd, side note, having an actual crowd there with social distancing and what have you is so much better than LED screens. I love that. Like, it just feels more organic. But anyway, Orange then later wins with the Orange Punch. Yeah, serviceable but enjoyable match. Next match was Darby Allin versus Cody Rhodes. That's right, Cody Rhodes. He's now called that again, which is amazing, by the way. For the TNT Championship. Darby won after rolling up Cody. I really enjoyed that because this gives Cody a you didn't pin me with an actual move sort of thing, quick out. So if they want to do a rematch, but I also really enjoyed the back and forth. Like, there was a lot of work on basically saying to Cody, "You're the bigger man, throw him around," which is what he was doing. So there was a lot of work on, and then Darby's arm got injured at one point, and I really enjoyed that. The work on his arm. I really enjoyed there was a top rope crossroads, which was amazing. I really enjoyed how Arn seems to be getting more and more frustrated with Cody. Could a turn happen? Could he alarm, fantasy booking, could he alarm with FTR as well? Or I might just be in words. Anyway, yeah. But afterwards, after the match, after the roll-up, Team Taz come out, which is always fun, at least to me. And then they tease going after the belt. One thing I loved was they both wanted the belt, so they're both holding it and almost like posing with it, but posing side by side, almost like pretending one of them's not in the shot, which I really enjoyed. And Taz is like, calm down, put the belt down. And then Darby, who entered in a car, is like they go to basically break his arm on the car that he entered in. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the teasers of Will Hobbs coming back to attack, to basically scare them away, I suppose. I've never really thought about what that's called. And I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I look forward to what they do in the future with the TNT title now. But just please keep it off Cody for a while. Like, just allow him to have showcase matches with like other people on the roster, or keep him off TV for a while. Just don't give him the belt back. Like, we've seen him with it twice, and nah. Next match was Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship. Another match I wasn't looking forward to as much because, as we know, AEW doesn't really invest in their women's division, but I still enjoyed it. My only nitpick is they told a similar story to the one in the pre-show, where basically Hikaru Shida is working over Nyla Rose until Vicky Guerrero, who is in Nyla's corner, hits Shida with a kendo stick and injures her knee. Very similar story to what they told on the pre-show with Serena and Allysin Kay. But still enjoyable. I enjoyed the whole, and the finish comes when Shida hits her knee strike that she hits. Don't ask me what it's called. It's a Japanese name and I can't remember what it's called. 4 times I think, to put Nyla down. But yeah, I enjoyed that. Like, this match was good. Like, Nyla got to be a powerhouse, which I really enjoyed, and it was just a fun match, really. And then at the end of the match, we see what's it called? Vicky Guerrero slap Nyla. So is that leading to a feud? Is Nyla gonna be managed? Is Vicky gonna manage someone else against Nyla, which I'd love to see? Maybe Awesome Kong? Maybe? But we'll see. And then the next match was FTR versus the Young Bucks for the Tag Team Championship. Oh, by the way, Shida won that match by pinfall. Again, I enjoyed this match, but I wouldn't say it was the greatest tag team match ever. Like, they did a lot of a lot of work was done on, is it Matt Jackson's ankle that's injured? My brain's gone blank. My brain's gone blank. And so, yeah. So there was a lot of work on that. They hit a lot of moves. Like a twist of the Young Bucks hit a twist of fate Swanton Bomb combo as like a tribute to the Hardys. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. They hit a 3D at one point, which I thought was cool. The FTR hit, I always want to call them the Revival, which I know is wrong. Hit a load of move. The Young Bucks still did a double sharpshooter combo, which was fun. Dax's hand was injured in the match, which was fun. But the finish, I don't know, like, this sort of turned me off a bit to this match, because the finish is weak. Basically, what the FTR did was they removed Nick Jackson's boot, or whichever Jackson was injured. I do apologise, I can't remember. And they removed his boot and began working on it. So he basically super kicks them with a bare foot, and that gets the pin. Like, that was a bit meh. Like, they'd hit all their big moves, and that was but that one super kick got the win. I was a bit like, they go through all that just to win with a super kick. Sort of turned me off a little bit, I suppose. But overall, fun match, and the Young Bucks won by pinfall, so they don't have to honour the stipulation. Like, a bit predictable, but still a very enjoyable match. Next match was Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara in the final deletion. I really didn't enjoy this match. Nah. Like, to start off with, it was fun. The whole the whole Matt Hardy running over Sammy's custom golf cart was cool, but the whole Gangrel and Hurricane thing was so-so. Still fun, but I don't know. Just something about this I just didn't enjoy. Like, and the ending itself was a bit weird. There was no like supernatural stuff or cinematic stuff. All it was Matt Hardy won with a concerto on the concrete floor in like his dungeon, I suppose. I'm not really familiar with the final deletion. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, I just didn't enjoy this really. Like, I'm glad that Matt Hardy won and stuff like that, but I was really hoping for something big to happen. Maybe I built it up too much in my head, knowing what Matt Hardy was capable of, but and the whole Gangrel thing was cool, and Sammy having Ortiz and Santana out there was cool, and them ruling with Private Party was cool, so hopefully that sets up a feud in the future. I'd really like to see that, but I don't know, I just didn't enjoy this. This was probably my low point of the show, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, Matt Hardy won by pinfall after this concerto, and I hope we can just leave this feud where it is. Next match was MJF versus Chris Jericho. If MJF wins, he gets to join the Inner Circle. Spoiler alert, MJF won. He's now in the Inner Circle along with Wardlow. Yeah, I've seen a lot of negative for this match online, but considering it was heel versus heel, I really enjoyed it. They told a decent story. Again, they repeated a story because they had Jericho's arm injured, setting up for the Salt of the Earth, because he basically went for a Judas effect, which is a spinning elbow, and hit the ring post. But again, I still enjoyed it, and the whole Wardlow running out to help MJF win the match with a roll-up, and that whole... Basically, the finish is Jericho has his bat, Floyd, and MJF basically does like a flop to make it look like he was hit with a bat when he wasn't. But that was cool, and I really enjoyed that. Like, a shout out to Eddie, which was cool. Eddie Guerrero, should I say. Yeah, that was fun. And the roll-up was cool. I'm very interested to see how this will go now. Like, I'm more interested in the story in this feud rather than the matches. Like, I know the matches aren't going to be 5-star matches, so I'm more interested in the story. So the match did what it needed to do to get us to the story, basically, to the next chapter in the story. And finally, our main event, Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley, I Quit match for the AEW Championship. I enjoyed this. Like, you had the barbed wire being used, you had the whole... I think it was like rubbing alcohol poured on Jon Moxley's injured back with cuts, which, side note, if you ever got hand sanitizer in a cut, must have been painful as F. I really enjoyed this, with Eddie Kingston eventually saying I quit after the chokehold was applied, but with barbed wire this time. So I thought that was a very cool callback to their previous match. Yeah, it was just a fun show, really. Just a fun way to end a fun show. Like, this definitely got the taste of all out of my mouth, so that was good. I really enjoyed, overall I really enjoyed this match. I can't really tell you what happened beat for beat, but I really enjoyed it because there was a lot. I was just looking through squinted eyes, I'm not going to lie. Like, I am not a fan of hardcore wrestling, guys, but I still enjoyed it. You didn't have any interference, which was something I was really surprised about. But yeah, I really enjoyed this match overall. Overall, my match of the night was Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page. Phenomenal match. If I gave you one match to check out, it would be that one. Overall, I'd give the show 4.5 stars. Just for nitpicky things like repeating stories and stuff like that, and like not being a fan of Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. But overall, I really enjoyed this show. If you haven't seen it, I highly remember checking it out. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!